in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can improve your landing page conversions and the 8 tips that you can implement right now that will improve your landing page conversions and make you more money. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Javier Tabet. I've been running a digital marketing agency for over 2 years now, and we've helped dozens of our clients scale their businesses with paid ads, digital marketing, social media, as well as AI automation. So let's get straight into it. So when you're creating a landing page, sometimes you have optimized as much as you possibly can, right? There's only so much you can do or your marketing team. Now, one tool that you can use that will find the kinks and all the little parts that you missed, the T's that you didn't cross and the I's that you didn't dot, is heat maps. Now, if you don't know what heat maps are, essentially they are like an analysis of where the viewer is looking on your landing page, and it is portrayed in a sort of hotter or colder format where the most common places that viewers look, they have certain AI algorithms and mathematical equations to see where the most common, contrasting things are on your landing page. What you can do, which is super critical and it's vital that you do this, is analyze your landing page or pages using heat maps tools. Now, some of the heat maps tools out there, I'll leave a link to some of the heat map tools out there down in the description below, completely free, not sponsored. Use them on your next landing pages. That way you can improve your conversions. Now, there have been multiple stories of people increasing their landing page conversions just by analyzing their first header, their hero page, where people initially land once they click onto your page, with a heat map and seeing that the most common places are actually the phone number and not the offer. You want your most common place to be the offer you're sending to your clients. That's how you know your message is getting out there, because if you have a winning offer and a valuable offer, you can convert more clients. So number 2 is a consistent design. So keeping your design consistent on your landing page and having a similar brand throughout, meaning your colors don't vary too much, your buttons are all the same, your tone and the way you express your copy is all in a specific way that is designed to convert your customers or make them feel a certain way about your product or service. Now, this one is tricky because most people really like the copy they've made for their landing pages. So what you have to do is come in with a fresh mind, maybe get your admin to read over it, or somebody that didn't write the copy or didn't double check it to add to it and be super critical of it. Because having not only your copy match your design, but also having your design consistent all throughout your landing page is super critical to make sure that your customers aren't confused. They know exactly what they're buying, who exactly they're buying from, and why they should buy it. So number 2 is super critical because most people don't take it as a big thing because they think, oh, well, I see all these other landing pages and they're not that great. They're kind of ugly, kind of tacky. Now, all of these people are claiming to convert, but I'm not. What's happening here? It is your design. You have to make sure your design is complete and consistent with your branding, because if you've got a high-end design, a high-end brand, a high-end luxury look, and you're funneling people to a page that is just tacky, quick, and there to get the info, there to get the money, there to get the next step, most people are going to stop and be like, no, probably not, all right? They're going to have this mental block in their head that's going to restrict them from going through and purchasing or qualifying themselves as a lead. Moving on to number 3 is implementing trust triggers. Now, what is a trust trigger? A trust trigger is a very simple visual cue that enables people to know that you're a person to be trusted. Now, having something like your reviews have a Google logo next to them or a Facebook logo underneath them, or have a Trustpilot 5-star logo underneath your reviews and testimonials, because this incites that another party, another person, someone with extra credibility has given you validation, and to the average person, that increases your trust and gets them not only to want to buy, but also read those reviews and be like, okay, shit, this person is legit. I kind of want to buy the product more now. So those are just a few. Another massive trust trigger that you can implement is analyze all the brands you work with, all your suppliers, all your distributors, anything and everything that you work with as a business. Then take their logos. It doesn't matter if they're massive businesses or if they're small businesses, but you can have a small section on your landing page that essentially shows, it's like a slideshow of all the brands you work with, increasing your credibility. Now, another thing you can do to make trust abundant and get your customers to want to trust your brand, sign on to the next step, qualify themselves as a lead, and buy more from you is by being featured in big magazines. Now, this one's a little trickier. You actually have to put some effort behind it, but it definitely helps and it boosts your conversions way more. So personally, we haven't been featured in any major magazines, but we have worked with some of the best brands in Melbourne, Australia, and we put them on our websites and we use it as a trust trigger. That way we know we're using what we've already done, something that it's in the past, to help propel our future and close and convert more clients. Now, be careful that you don't put too many badges everywhere and too many things on your website, because you don't want people to just go onto your website and see a whole catalog, a whole repertoire of all these other brands and all these other, you can pay with Visa, MasterCard, ZipPay, all of these things where it's like, holy shit, like this is maybe a little bit too much for a landing page. You want your trust triggers to be in the right position underneath certain sections in that page that you're insinuating that you have the credibility, you have authority, and you have that trust in the market, and you're the right client for that customer. Number 4 is implementing words that convert. Now, I'm not just talking about the copy here. I'm talking about the structure of the copy. Now, why this is important is because you can write copy as a normal person, or you can have a copywriter do it. However, the way you write your copy, and you might have heard this before, has to be done in a specific order. Now, there are a few frameworks out there. Some of those being the ADA and the PASS framework. But what these do is they help you structure your copy to bring a customer on a journey so that your product and your solution and your service is what the customer is looking for after they've read your copy. So let's quickly go over the PASS framework and the ADA framework. That way, just a quick refresher, that way you know what to do next time you're writing the copy for your landing page. So the PASS framework. Stands for Problem, Aggregate, Solution. So when you're writing your copy, you would start by describing a problem in detail of how that customer feels when they're approaching a certain niche or service, right? Then you want to move down to agitating that problem. That way you increase the negative side of it and you make them more frustrated. Then you want to come in and deliver your solution. And as you're writing this solution, you want to make it so you actually solve the problem, but you do it in a way that is solved through you. So the customer keeps reading, the prospect keeps reading, they keep going through, and now they feel like you know how to solve their problems. Now, the second framework, the ADA framework, stands for Attention, Interest, Desire, and Action. Now, this one is a bit longer and there are different steps, but as it goes, the first thing you want to do is stop them in their tracks with an attention-grabbing line. By capturing their attention, being super specific to their problems, their details, and their demographics, you've already got their attention. Then what you're going to do is you're going to increase the interest. Now, I don't mean monetary interest here. I am talking about the interest by knowing and connecting with their problems, knowing what they want, why they want it, and increasing their desire and curiosity towards the next step, which is desire. You're going to increase their desire for solving the problem. You're going to make them want to solve it even more in a more positive way, but you're going to want to make your prospect feel like they need it to be solved. Then you're going to direct them into the last step, which is action. So making your prospect take a small micro action and giving them the understanding that taking that action will start to get to them that desire and break down the problem. That will allow you to get more qualified calls as your customer and prospect now wants to take action and find out the answer. Now, the next step has more to do with the design. It's CTA mastery. You want to ensure that your call to action on your landing page is the same. It's the same throughout your entire landing page because it gives, and it has to be relevant because it gives your prospect an understanding of your brand, your offer, and how they can actually claim what you're offering. Now, your call to action could be get a free course, get a free swipe file, get a free consultation, book a free call. Your call to action has to actually not only one, be relevant, but two, be desirable. If I just said book here, sign up now, that isn't as desirable as sign up for a free document or sign up for a free swipe file or sign up, get a free consultation or just get a free consultation. Now, having your CTAs mastered is super important, because not having them mastered doesn't allow your customer to have that brand consistency, and it makes them a bit more confused when they're trying to actually book a call. Let's assume that they read a section of your landing page and now they want to book a call. You've done a really good job inciting action. Now you use the AIDA framework. Now they've gone and they've looked at the call to action button to click it, but they're not sure because it's different from the one above. And the one above said get a free consultation, but this one says sign up now. Having your call to action buttons mastered and having them the same all throughout your landing page will increase your conversions, and it will allow you to get more sales. Now, I'm not just saying this. All the pages that we have built for our clients that have had the same call to actions have done better than their previous landing pages that didn't have the same call to actions. So moving on to the next one. Number 6, craft a clear and value-driven headline. Now, the headline is the most important thing when they land onto your page. I like to call it the hero section. Now, if you don't have a value-driven headline, it will make your conversions a living nightmare. A value-driven headline clearly and concisely brings across the point that you're trying to offer to your customers. Now, there are multiple ways that you can write a headline based off of your offer, based off of your branding, and based off of what you're going to give away. However, you want to study this and spend most of your time getting this down, because I guarantee you, if you make this and you do this the right way, you will convert 10 times more than if you just get the whole landing page good. If you perfect the hero section and have your landing page average, you will convert way more. Why? Because the offer is the first thing they see and it's the last thing they remember. So that's why it's super important. Now, I have videos on how to craft headlines. I'll link them in the description below, but check them out, study it, get resources, write a headline for your offer that is irresistible. Now, there's plenty of books out there, but that is number 6, and it is probably one of the most important points on this list. So moving on to number 7. Number 7 is addressing your customers' pain points with a benefit-focused message. Now, this is super important because it shows to your customers that you, 1, understand what you're talking about, you 2, you know how to solve their problems and you're trustworthy and you're a sense of authority, and 3, it shows that you have a sort of sense of empathy and you actually care about solving their problems and you empathize with them because you know how to communicate in your copy. Now, this is super important because most businesses only talk about their benefits. They only talk about themselves. It's all me, 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 buy my product. Now, this is where most people get wrong. Instead of writing your copy for your customers and for solving their problems and giving them a benefit, you're writing your copy to like impress them in some sense, right? Go back and read your copy, your landing page copy, and notice, are you writing your copy to impress them with how good you are, or to actually connect to them with how good your product could have been if they went through them, or how good your product is at solving their problems? However, it's connecting with their pain points, right? It's like if you met up with a friend and that friend was like, oh man, my girlfriend just broke up with me, I'm so heartbroken. And you just said, yeah man, my girlfriend would never break up with me, I'm so happy right now. Your friend will be like, man, what the fuck? They want empathy and sympathy. They don't necessarily want to know that you're doing better and you're the best at having a girlfriend. Most people do that in their copy on their landing pages, and that's why it isn't converting. So make sure you go back and read your landing page, implement more empathy, more connection, and more aggregation with your pain points. So moving on to number 8 and the final point, optimizing your landing page for mobile. You think about it, where do you build a landing page? On a computer. Why aren't you optimizing it for mobile? Because most people want to look good on computer. If you optimize your landing page for mobile, you are going to convert 10x. Why? Because 90% of people are on their phones all day, right? The average screen time is around 1.5 hours worldwide. What does that mean? It means that roughly 7 billion people are spending an hour and a half on their phones. Now, this isn't obviously true to everyone, but that amount of screen time means that your chances of hitting your target customers are way better if your landing pages are optimized for your phone or for mobile, right? Now, you want to make sure that all that beautifulness that you put into your landing page is on your phone, but it's also quick. Having it optimized so that it's on your phone and quick is super important because most people don't do that. They make it on a computer. They think all their customers are going to be on computers, and then they go advertise, and people going to a landing page that looks like shit because when it was built, it wasn't optimized for scalability and being on mobile. So if you found those 8 tips useful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to see more tips like this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.